So this is my Trangia 27, and I've had this since I was in the Scouts when I was about 13. Took it to the Alps a bunch of times. It's been all over Corsica, well, over most of Italy to be fair, around France, Germany, all over the place. Well, Morocco, to the Atlas Mountains and then into the desert. This huge fuel bottle that's way too big. I bought it again when I was about 13 in the Scouts. I fairly quickly bought a little one that just holds way more fuel than you need in a week's walking. Well, it's lighter and it's more convenient, but I tend to keep my fuel in that in the house and then top up my fuel bottles from that. This is mostly old, but it's got a few new bits in it. So the frying pan on the top is new. The original frying pan is there. Inside here, there's pretty much everything you'd need for a couple of days or a week or 2 weeks camping. There's a chopping board with a strainer, and that also doubles in the snow. You can set the Trangia on top of it and it won't sink into the snow. The frying pan has a protective sheet inside it. Loads of people throw that away, but that's really kind of handy to keep the crap that's inside from scratching the non-stick off. Pot grabber, and then the rest of it. So the windshield together in 2 pieces with the kettle and the pans. This is, bear in mind, this is like 35 plus years old, so they don't actually fit together like this anymore. This is the old one. It's straight all the way around on the inside, and you can just sit it on any way you like. The newer ones, you have to fit it on and then turn it, and it locks the 2 pieces together. So that arguably is better. This, I've never had any problems with stability with this, with it falling over or falling apart. So it makes the newer ones just a bit fiddly for me. Inside the kettle, I've got a burner and a lighter. And keep the burner in a bag. The Trangias come with a yellow bag that's fairly high, fairly robust plastic, but it fell apart over the years. I mean, this is like 30 odd years old, so it didn't survive. So I keep it in a bag because the brass and the aluminium, if they're left together, will electrolyse and it'll make holes in the pots. So keep it in a bag to stop that happening. The burner has a little rubber gasket inside, so that's new. I replaced that fairly recently. That allows, people say it allows you to keep fuel in here. I don't keep fuel in here because the chances are it'll leak and you don't really want fuel inside your pots and pans, or inside your rucksack for that matter. But people do. I think you probably only keep enough in it for a weekend of camping. But what that means is you can't use the lid as a snuffer. So it comes with a separate snuffer, so you can use that to put it out, and you can use that as a simmer ring. Supposedly it will cut down the temperature of the main burner, so you can simmer with it. The control is kind of rubbish, but it works. It does work. So that sits in there. You fill it with fuel and set it on fire. And then when you come to put it out, you can just drop that over. And you can do it just as casually as that. People throw it in from a distance, but really you can just casually put it in. You don't burn your hand doing that. That's probably it. I use this still when I'm car camping. It's just a nice cooker to work with. Oh, and I've got a gas adapter for it. So if I'm in the car, this fits in. The hose comes out of the main lower windshield, and you can fit a gas bottle on. And again, the current version of the gas adapter is absolutely nothing like this. This one's made by Primus, and it's got a preheat loop on it, so you can actually use an inverted canister on this in the winter if you're struggling to get your stove lit. I've never done that with this one, but it should work. Creates a massive flame when you do that. I've tried it in the summer, but not in the winter. And I've also got my Optimus Nova white gas stove. which with the pot stand closed up also fits in here, and is actually, the Trangia is designed to take it, so that goes, the fuel line goes through that hole there, and then this kind of all concertinas around, a bit of jiggery pokery, it will all sit in. There we go. And then get it all settled, making this look harder than it really is. Gone again, there we go. So then you can use it with white gas in properly cold conditions.